Excuse me, is there any post for WhatCulture?
Yes. There you go.
Dearest Adam, all the best today, taking care of ups and downs for the week. I've left you the instruction manual, as well as a little present that you can use in case of emergencies.
What emergencies?
I don't know, dude. I'm just a letter. I can't give you any more information than you already have. Also, we definitely already did this joke a few months ago. Either way, good luck. You can do it. Take care. I'll see you soon.
Hello everybody, yes, Adam Cleary here for WhatCulture, and I know, but it's just 1 week and we've got far too much to get through for the usual apologetic soapy titwank, so let's crack on. You presumably know the drill by now. We have poured through Monday Night Raw so that you don't have to, and I'm going to sail the mists of wrestling time and plant a big shiny flag in the good bits and then drop trow and dump all over the bad bits. I think that's how he does it. Anyway, if I get into any trouble, I have got this, so we should be absolutely fine. But yes, anyway, as mentioned, my name is Adam Cleary, and let's up those downs. Yeah, not much to talk about this week. Raw opened with arguably the feel-good wrestling moment of certainly the last couple of years. Anyway, Roman Reigns appearing inside a WWE ring for the first time since he relinquished the Universal title and announced he had leukemia. That still feels really weird to say. First and foremost here, I have to say the crowd were absolutely perfect for this segment. He got a huge pop when his music hit, and then we had ear-splitting chants of thank you and welcome back when he was in the ring. But crucially, they gave him enough breathing space to actually deliver his news. His news being that he's beat it and he's in remission. Yay! Don't know about you, but I couldn't watch this segment without thinking back to the Raw after WrestleMania 33, which was probably the last time he stood inside a ring in front of a crowd that loud. Now, back then, it was an outright rejection of him from the WWE Universe as the big dog, but tonight, it was the exact opposite, wasn't it? He couldn't have been more embraced by that crowd. So up, obviously. Actually, it's probably a golden up, this, isn't it? Sorry, 2 seconds. I've never given one of these before. Where are we? Page 42. Go. Gold dust, Goldberg, golden up. Here we are. A golden up can be awarded to an individual performance, match, or segment that, in the context of the show, stands out as the exceptional moment of the evening. While kayfabe can be applied to the ruling, it should not be considered as important as the quality of the booking and/or writing. For example, Mark Henry's fake retirement would have been a golden up back in the day, but I didn't do the show back then, and it's not like I can travel back in time to give it one, although if I could, I surely would. He's a weird guy, isn't he? Anyway, this applies. Tag team action now when the unusual pairing of Aleister Black and Ricochet made their way to the ring, complete with video hype packages to try and speed along the idea of people finding out who they are. Who are their opponents, I wondered? Well, surely their entrances would be up next. And no, wait, it's Tag Team Champions, The Revival. They've just been given jobber entrances during the commercial break. Yeah. Alright, I'll keep this one relatively brief. The match itself actually looked like it was going to be pretty good. Ricochet got some really good bits in, Aleister Black got some really good bits in, but then the Revival came storming back with some of that tag team chemistry you just can't teach. And then, yeah, this is going to be, oh, wait, no, it's a squash. He's dead. Alright, now, yes, I might have just done a video criticising WWE for how quickly they kill people's pushes when they bring them up from NXT. Phil, clip, please. Do you see this graph? Can you actually see what is going on here? That's your tag team champions who you've only just put the belts on and who lost to Gargano and Ciampa literally last week. It's baffling. Baffling booking, and it's a down. There are no shortage of tag teams on Raw who could be putting the new NXT guys over, so why they're using the Revival, who they've only just started to use properly, is beyond me, that one, but hopefully it's the end of it. Big Bazza Kazza backstage now being asked how he feels about Roman Reigns' good news, given that he said he hoped he never ever returned to Raw, and then he said, he never said that, and then he said he did, but he just was under a lot of stress at the time. Then he said, actually, tell you what, for Roman's sake, you better not bump into me later on. I don't even know how to score that. It was just there, wasn't it? Speaking of just there, here's Lacey Evans. She's gone again. I don't really know what to make of that, so I'm just going to score this whole Elias segment as one thing rather than all the individual interruptions, because some of it worked and some of it didn't, but by and large, as a whole, I thought it was quite good. I'll tell you why. The bottom line here is that the no-given version of Dean Ambrose is overwhelmingly a force for good on Monday night. I'm not quite sure how we arrived at this point, but presumably the company have just given up on him, so they're letting him do whatever he wants instead of bothering to write scripts for him. And lo and behold, he's actually quite entertaining. Now, right, I'm not saying the whole segment was great or that even what Ambrose was saying was all that good, but it's just nice, isn't it, when it feels like the leash has been taken off and they're just doing what they think should work for their character in that moment. So I want to encourage this. I want it to be a thing I see more of, so let's give it an up. Next up, we had the Riot Squad versus Ronda Rousey and Ronda Rousey's friend, who is allowed to take pinfalls for her. Now, no disrespect to Natalya here, because I think she is slightly underappreciated, but does anybody hear that opening guitar screech of her music and just for a second forget that Natalya exists? Every single time I'm like, Brett! Oh, no, wait. Anyway, the match itself was... Well, I'll tell you what, even if you've not seen it, I'll tell you roughly how it goes and you can work out who played what role. You had one person in the ring getting beaten up by two people from the other team, all building towards the hot tag for their partner. Can you work that one out? Heading as it was to a comprehensive down, Becky Lynch, the hero Gotham deserves, finally appeared with a crutch, and the whole thing just disintegrated into more of the story heading in to WrestleMania. What followed was genuinely good writing, so it's all getting an up. Quite a rare move for WWE, this, as they tend to forget the stakes that they've already put in place within a week of actually doing them. But if you're trying to make somebody look more like a badass, then have them do something that carries serious consequences. Triple H warned her, that she would be arrested if anything like this happened, and then something like this happened, and she was arrested. That's consistent. I like it. It's actually a two-parter for me, this one, because while the match was fine, the brawl was good, and the arrest was very, very interesting. Ronda then subsequently coming back to the ring to call out Vince, but getting Steph felt considerably more important. It felt like its own thing. Now, Ronda did admittedly wobble on the mic slightly here. It was a lot like watching her first couple of promos in the company, but just... how can I put this, right? They want her to be the middle ground between Becky and Charlotte. Becky's so over, everybody hates Charlotte. They need Ronda to be right down the middle. And having her be the one that makes this match happen is really, really clever, especially if she's barking lines at Stephanie McMahon like, I am not your worker. That was brilliant. And she might even have relinquished the women's title. Like, this is fascinating. I had such little faith in them to do this story as well as this, and they are. If you've got any doubt in your mind about how perfectly they are booking this women's match, think about how much everybody booed Charlotte's inclusion 2 weeks ago, and now they're chanting triple threat. Up. Jinder segment now, and can I just skip this? Are you allowed to just do that? Can I just skip Jinder? Jinder. Nope, gotta do it. Open challenges are good, yes, and I do love Kurt Angle, but just... if he was a dog, if Kurt Angle was a cute little dog, then Animal Welfare would have rocked up to Stamford by now, thrown a little blanket over him, and arrested Vince McMahon. Can we please just let the man rest? He doesn't want to be doing this anymore. Surely, like, it was a feel-good win. Okay, it was a nice feel-good win, but we've had feel-good moments on this show already, so we didn't need to do it, so I'm giving it a down. Sorry. We also, we need to talk about these Moment of Bliss segments, don't we? Because if you look at where she was last year, heading into WrestleMania in a great storyline as champion, these are not good. None of them have been good. Her entire gimmick now is just, like, what even is it? All lads are fit, here is my arse. Like, the segments are they're just a thirst trap that does nothing to advance the angles or the performers who are allegedly in them. Like, there are better ways to set up Finn Balor versus Lio Rush than having him interrupt the line. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. You show me your abs, and I'll show you my... Like, it's so cringy. It's bad, down. But I will say, though, that despite the fact commentary pretty much laughed off the idea of Lio Rush challenging Finn Balor, the match itself was pretty good, wasn't it? Like, it was genuinely quite competitive. Balor came out looking like a strong champion, but Lio Rush looked like a surprisingly strong challenger. I mean, like, compare that to what the Revival did earlier in the night. Like, this is how you book matches. It was good. It was an up. Quick segment backstage next between Heavy Machinery and... Anyone?
That's the Ascension!
No one? Right, now I'm going through this, and it doesn't specifically state anywhere that I can't give this section an up, purely because we think Otis Dozovic is the funniest thing in the world, and we stomp around the office all day doing impressions of him. So... See? Up. Meat! Brawn! Vince! Big lads just knocking lumps out of each other for 2 minutes. That's what we're like, isn't it? Don't know if anybody else got this impression, but by this stage of the night, I was starting to think that maybe the writers had all just sat down and been like, lads, look, we've got 2 weeks left until Fastlane. We need to start pushing these angles on. We need to start making something happen. So they all wrote down how they were going to make these angles happen and all this stuff that was going to go on in the show. And then at the end of it, somebody went, wait, what are the angles? Like, I don't think these two are going to have a match at Fastlane, so it was just 2 random men barging each other over for a couple of minutes, and then one of them just leaves. Wasn't even a match, apparently, so they're going to have to cram everything into the last 2 weeks, just like they did for Elimination Chamber. Bad, down. More meat, yes! Drew, meat, yes! Except this time, it actually was a match instead of just 2 big bits of beef running into each other. A no disqualification match this time, because you can't actually call something a leather belt match, I think. It's a bit weird. Can I just, before we do this bit, he had 2 belts on. And I noticed it when he came down the ramp. I was like, why is he wearing 2 belts for? Then he takes 1 belt off and his pants stay up because he's still got the other belt on. Like Gary Oldman in Friends. Lunatic, isn't he? I was actually really enjoying this match until Memphis Mumford rocked up and just ruined it for everybody. And then from there, jeez, okay, we'll try and go through this, shall we? Corbin, Lashley and Elias joined McIntyre in the ring to stop wailing on Ambrose, which I guess means he's a bit of a sympathetic tweener face now. But then Rollins came out, he's the big guy for WrestleMania, so he's definitely a face then in that case if he's saving him. But then Roman came out, so I guess that means the Shield's back together again? I honestly can't make head nor tail of this beyond the fact the writers have just sat down and gone, we've not really done a particularly good job, have we, since Roman left. So, heel turn didn't really go very well. It's not really making a lot of sense. So, you know what? Just have whatever you want. You like it when those 3 guys are together, aren't you? Just, there you are. Let's pretend the last few months just didn't happen. It was all a crazy dream. My guess is they do the Shield and Braun versus, what we're calling them, 4-man band? The 4 Dorksmen of the Apocalypse? That. One angle we have had confirmed for Fastlane, though, which is in 2 weeks' time, and they've sorted 3 matches so far, so, yep, good job there, is Sasha and Bayley versus Naya and Tamina for the women's tag team title. And I just thought you'd like to know that Tamina has auto-corrected to stamina on my script, so that's quite funny. Anyway, yes, to get us all excited for that, we've got Naya versus Bayley on Raw. Now, Naya Jax gets a lot of stick. That's it, that's the sentence. Hey, I tell you what though, all cynicism aside, underdog Bayley having a really good match with somebody she had very good chemistry with in NXT, let us not forget, was a really nice moment on the show. She won with a Macho Man elbow drop. It helped push a story on and it got us excited for a pay-per-view, so it's very hard to actually find fault with it. So I'm going to give it an up and move on because I really want to talk about what happened at the end. Alright, so hands up, who had Becky Lynch smashing a police car through the Titantron and then suffocating Ric Flair literally to death in his own birthday cake? Just want to do a quick little aside on all the really nice touches on this segment. You had a huge pop for Sting. You had Austin being very granddad on Skype. You had Snoop Dogg's lovely little birthday message. You had the amazing Nick that Ricky Steamboat's in. It was just a really joyous ending to what had been a really, really joyous night. And then... what an ending that is, man. What an ending. Raw hasn't felt that unpredictable, that dangerous, that engrossing in so long. It hasn't gone off the air with your jaw hanging down in years. I was already hyped for the idea of Triple H versus Batista at WrestleMania. I am now absolutely frothing at the gash, excuse me, for it now. Ugh. Pretty sure it's only 1 Golden Up per episode, but where are we? A Golden Up can be awarded to an individual performance match or segment that, in the context of the show, stands out as the exceptional moment. Yep, only 1. Right, okay. 1 week only because it's technically my show at the minute. Gonna give it a Blue Up. It's not quite a Golden Up, but it's for Batista. I just wish there was some way I could thank him personally. There you go. So, there you go. That's it. All done. You see, it wasn't that bad, was it? Let us know what you made of it all in the... Oh, God. Quite embarrassing. Sorry. Okay, I should probably take this. Hello?
Adam, buddy old pal of you. But What's up, man? It's Tama.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Bro, just wanted to call. We heard.
You
Bullet
heard?
Club is proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. Tama Tonga is proud of you, man.
Thank you,
We
man.
heard the news. Hey, brother, let me just tell you something. You are way better than Simon Miller.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you got this,
come
man.
on.
Oh, we are rooting from you all the way from here from Japan.
I appreciate that, man.
We jumped for joy when we heard the news, man.
That's
Oh my goodness. You got this, man. Hey, we're rooting for you, bro. You're way better than Simon Miller. Way, way, way better. And you got hair.
oh, come,
Jeez.
man, come on.
Hey,
That's
look,
this is so nice.
do your thing, man. We're
is so
rooting
nice.
for you. We're proud of you, bro. Take care, all right? I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Bye. I'll speak to you later. That's so nice of him. That's.
Yo,
Wait,
did
is
you
he?
see? Yeah, can you believe that?
I think he's
Bro,
not hung up.
I managed
Tama?
to get rid of Simon Miller. And these idiots decide to replace one asshole
Simon's
with
not.
another dumbass. I don't know who this Adam think he is. This no talent ass hack. Jesus Christ.
No talent.
Oh, you think WhatCulture's dead right now? Wait until you see this shit. This bitch gonna take 6 feet plunge and
Just gonna
run.
I'm just
Oh my.
just gonna put that down because I think he's forgotten to hang up there. That's yeah, that's. I don't really know what to. Yeah. Yeah, this is an emergency. Oh my God.